When you mention New Orleans food, most people think of gumbo, crawfish, etouffee, those iconic Creole and Cajun dishes. But let me tell you, New Orleans is known for some of the most amazing desserts. And one dessert that I've only found in the city in only a few bakeries is a dobash cake. Everybody from New Orleans right now, their mouths watering because they know what I'm talking about. It's a yellow cake sliced in thin layers, and then each layer has a rich chocolate pudding center. Whew, doesn't that just sound good? But I'm not done yet. You take those cakes and you ice them with a chocolate buttercream, and then you smother the entire cake in chocolate ganache. Ugh, when you bite into this cake, it is so, so good. And I'm gonna make it for you next on the sweet spot. Let's start with our chocolate pudding. Add your sugar to your saucepan with your heavy cream. You should warm it on medium-high heat. Then add in your cornstarch. Grab a whisk and start to whisk to combine the cornstarch and sugar with your milk. Once that's combined, add in your cocoa powder. You're gonna also wanna whisk this until combined, and then take a spoon and stir until it starts to slightly thicken. And just keep stirring, and once it starts to coat the back of the spoon, add in your chocolate. Stir until your chocolate is melted and the pudding begins to thicken. It'll start to coat the back of the spoon. Once you get that nice consistency, remove from the fire. While stirring, add your butter and your vanilla. And just mix until that's nice and smooth. Now put it in a heat-proof bowl and cover with plastic wrap. Make sure the plastic wrap is touching the top of the pudding so you don't get a skin on the top. Place your pudding in a refrigerator to thicken a few hours. It'll be ready in time to build your cake. Let's start our cake. Add your baking soda, baking powder, and your salt to your flour. And you want to just mix that until it's combined. And we're going to add that a little later. Start in a mixer with your butter and your sugar. And you want to mix on medium to cream those two ingredients together. All right, once that is all done, we're going to add in our lemon zest. And just blend that as well. All right, now our canola oil. And our eggs. And just mixing all of those on medium. And now it's time to start adding our flour mixture. Add in a little at a time, and you're gonna rotate in your buttermilk. So do about a third, and then mix that on medium. Then rotate and add in your buttermilk. And then blend that again on medium. And then simply repeat the process, flour, then buttermilk, until all your flour and buttermilk is incorporated into your cake. All right, our last round of buttermilk. So we're gonna take our egg whites and we're gonna beat them until we get stiff peaks. So you're gonna wanna put your mixer on the highest setting to really get a nice beat on your egg whites. And you can see they're nice and fluffy. And we're gonna fold that into our batter mixture. So you just pour your egg whites into your batter and then fold them in until they're all incorporated. Next, you want to fill 3 9-inch cake pans with even amounts of batter. I ladle mine in and do it by eye. You can use whatever process works for you. Once your pans are filled, you're going to put in a 350-degree oven and bake for 25 to 30 minutes, or an inserted toothpick comes out clean. Now, I will tell you, this is the tricky part, cutting your cakes into layers. I use a serrated knife and I take toothpicks to kind of eyeball the center of the cake, and then I use my knife, guide it with my hand, and cut through the cake to form into 2 layers. Now set one layer aside, take your chocolate pudding, and you're going to put a heaping amount spread in between each layer. There we go. Next layer. And our final layer, I'm just going to put on top. The layers are thin, so be careful. Now that we've built our layers, let's make our buttercream frosting. Our chocolate buttercream, that is. Start with your butter and cream that together. Just mix on high. Then add in your confectioner sugar. Your buttercream will start out very thick. We'll thin it out with our cream a little bit later. Blend that on medium until that sugar is combined with the butter. Add in your cocoa powder. And start mixing again. Then we're going to start adding in our cream a little at a time, and you'll start to see the texture change of the icing. For added chocolate flavor, I take heavy cream and my chocolate chunks in a microwave for 20 seconds, blend them together to create a nice, rich, chocolatey syrup, and then add that to my buttercream at the end. And just mix that on medium until it's all combined. Look at that creamy, gooey chocolate buttercream. One last whip and we're going to be ready to ice our cakes. Take your chocolate buttercream and you want to completely ice the entire cake. You want it smooth as possible. It does not have to be perfect because we're going to cover this with a heaping layer of chocolate ganache. All right, almost done. Here we go. Now take your ganache and pour over your cake. Let it drizzle over the sides and completely cover the cake. For my chocolate ganache recipe, click the link and it'll tell you a quick way to make a quick and easy chocolate ganache. This could be a little messy, so you notice I put down foil and an extra pan. Final step is I like to add fresh fruit like raspberries. So I'm just taking raspberries and there's no method. I just pile them on and take that remaining chocolate ganache and drizzle over the top for a little added flair. Just like that. This is such a decadent cake. And there we have it, New Orleans Dobash cake.
Oh,